Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are finding the hidden money in your chart. So what are co-rulerships and how could they lead you to additional sources of money? So when astrology began, it was before telescopes, and so what was visible in the sky was the sun and moon, the two luminaries, and 5 planets. And that was Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And so of the 12 signs, these 2 luminaries and 5 planets were divided among them. This is called rulership. So the planet rules the sign. It doesn't go the other way around. So when we look at Leo is ruled by the sun. And so whenever you see Leo on a house cusp, you're going to go look for the sun, and that's because that's the ruler. So, for example, the sun rules the sign of Leo. And so think of it as Leo's a pointer that points us to the sun. So when you see Leo, perhaps on a money house, like the second house, we're going to go look for the sun to tell us a source of money and how we're going to deal with money. And so if that sun is also in Leo, then we're going to deal with it in a very Leo-like fashion. And so we're going to be creative and take risks and be showman and great salesperson. But let's say the Leo is on the second house, but it's ruled by the sun in Pisces. Now we're going to have a Pisces experience. And so that would indicate that the person's very sensitive, very psychic and spiritual. And so money could be made through doing meditation, visualizations, affirmations, feng shui, magic, or the person might do something like that for a living, or they might be in theater. Now, what does this have to do with co-rulerships? Well, we're getting to that. So then the moon rules Cancer. And then as we looked at the next 2 signs, the signs on either side of Cancer and Leo, and we took the next planet, we find that Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So those are the 2 planets on either side of Cancer and Leo. And then the next planet, Venus, ruled the next 2 signs. That's Taurus and Libra. And then Mars ruled the next 2 signs, and that is Aries and Scorpio. And then Jupiter ruled the next 2 signs, and that's Pisces and Sagittarius. And then finally Saturn ruled the final 2 signs, and that is Capricorn and Aquarius. And for thousands of years, this is how it was. But then along comes Herschel. Herschel was an astronomer, and in 1781, he discovered Uranus. And so astronomers went off and did whatever they do, but astrologers got together and said, all right, where do we put this? What does Uranus rule? And so after lots of deliberation and looking at the energies and the planet itself and the mythology behind the name, it was decided that Uranus would rule Aquarius. And so now the sign of Aquarius has the ruler Uranus, and it is co-ruled by Saturn, the old ruler. Now, when it comes to Neptune, actually a lot of people saw it. Herschel saw it, even Galileo saw it, but nobody recognized it as a planet, which is so interesting because Neptune rules confusion or delusion. And so even in its little, we're just finding it, it's still doing that sort of energy of, there's nothing to see here. But then in 1846, it was determined that it was a planet. And so then astronomers went off and did whatever they do, and astrologers got together and said, all right, what does Neptune rule? And so after lots of deliberation and looking at the energies and looking at the planet and looking at the mythology, it was determined that Neptune rules Pisces. So with the sign of Pisces, it is both ruled by Neptune and co-ruled by Jupiter, the old ruler. Then in 1930, Pluto was discovered. And even though in 2006 it was, made a dwarf planet by some astronomers, astrologers know that Pluto really packs a wallop. The energy of Pluto, even though it was originally named after a Disney dog, Pluto is the god of the underworld. And so the astronomers went off to do whatever they're going to do, and astrologers got together and they said, all right, what is this energy about? And after much deliberation, it was decided that Pluto would rule Scorpio. So with the sign of Scorpio, it is ruled by Pluto and co-ruled by Mars, the old ruler. Now, that leaves us still with Mercury and Venus ruling both two signs, and we are expecting to find 2 more planets, and there is some discussion already about a planet called Sedna, and so as we get farther and farther out, we may discover the next 2. Now, what does this mean for you and your money? Well, if you have Scorpio, Aquarius, or Pisces on the second house, you are not only going to look for the ruler, but also the co-ruler as sources of money. So in this example, we have Aquarius on the second house. That is one of the 3 money houses. And this is, of course, ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is in Capricorn in the first house. So this means that the person could pull money when they put their name on something, when they step up and take a leadership role, when they own a business, when they are the person in charge. But this Aquarius on the second house is co-ruled by Saturn, which is in the second house, which is about making money through things of value. So selling property, selling gold, selling luxury items, selling something that would create comfort for the person, or being in banking, or making money through land. So this individual has multiple sources of money because the sign on the second house is co-ruled. So this works for planets also. So for example, let's say you have Mars in your second house, and so you are going to look around the wheel for where Aries is, because you are pulling money from that house. And so we see that Aries is on the 4th house. And so that would indicate making money through real estate, through family business, through some sort of legacy things, or doing home health care, or a business where you're doing construction of homes. And so you're pulling all of that energy. But because Mars co-rules Scorpio, we can also check the wheel and see where Scorpio is. And we see that on the 11th house. So that means money through technology, or groups and organizations, or by automating something, or by doing some sort of future thinking and, future investing, or it's money derived from career. So working for somebody else and accumulating money that way. So with co-rulership, you can find that there are more sources of money for you. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, my course, Finding the Hidden Money in Your Chart, is available, and I'll see you in the next video.